I know it was the blood. I know 'twas the blood. I know it was the blood for me. One day when I was lost, God laid him on that cross, and I know it was that blood for me. They say it was a rambling word. They say it was a rambling word. They say it was a rambling word for me. Hi, Miss Sherry. Folk ain't coming on because I'm talking about religion. We'll give him a minute. How you doing? Ooh, that sweet blood. I do want to speak about this situation with this Mike Todd person. I'm not familiar with him, or at least I wasn't until just now when I stumbled up across this story, and I see these people are so upset because this guy who I guess he's a big pastor, it looks like his church is big. But of course, I don't watch television preachers. I don't think all that's necessary. I go to my church every other Sunday, and that's enough for me, right? But apparently this guy is got a huge church, and he made an appearance, I assume this was last week, with an outfit that many people were saying was too effeminate for the podium, or excuse me, the pulpit. They're all upset about it. Hi, Soul Sister Number One Show. Would y'all please hit the like button? We just gonna have a little friendly conversation. So I saw there were several articles about this dude, Mike Todd, or Pastor Mike Todd, and his clothing. So I went over there. I said, well, I got to go see what this is about. This is more religious stuff. And I was fully expecting to see this man in some form of drag, something extraordinarily, he was woman-like or something like that. And when I went over there, I saw he had on some basic black clothing. I guess they didn't like the cut of the pants. A yellow jacket. He's preaching on the faith of a mustard seed, which means just a little bit of faith is all it takes. He had on this leather jacket, but it was cut short. The only difference because it was a man cut on the jacket, except for it was short sleeve and it was cut right at the waist. That's usually not what they wear. But we can't be the police of other people's fashions. I got to be frank with you, honey. I think a lot of preachers that I've seen through the years dress like clowns. They've always had weird stuff on, right? They got all these bright colored jackets and these white bucks, and many times they look like clowns did. Some of them got this hair all up, and they convince y'all that y'all supposed to pay for all this stuff because they have to look good for the audience. Well, I don't look good to me. But anyway, so I went over to see this dude, Mike Todd. Apparently he's a young guy, young pastor. He's got a big church, but a lot of his clothing is in the same vein. He kind of is dressed kind of a contemporary kind of look. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, excuse me. Let me try to be nice. I don't know what the hell the clothing has to do with anything, really. But they're all upset because of his clothing. The Bible says that man should not have the feminine clothes. A man should not, if he's feminine, he won't enter the kingdom of God. Oh, I'm glad you should be somewhere, religious people, religious zealots, celebrating their new pope, right? Because you're so excited about what the Bible say. Didn't the Bible come out of the Catholic Church? Aren't they the ones who put together and cantonized what a Bible is? Aren't they the ones that found ancient writings and said, we'll use that, we won't use that, we'll use this? So I would think that the Catholic Church would be very important to you people, correct? Since it's all about what the Bible say. The Bible does not speak extensively about clothing. When in the biblical times, men wore robes. They were all in robes, correct? Look at some of my statues, honey. Aren't these all robes? That was the, where'd my hand go? Over there. Look at them two guys over there. They all were robes. Wouldn't that be considered feminine clothing? What is feminine? The man is not wearing makeup. The man has not got a wig on. All he got is the jacket is shorter than most guys wear it. Correct? So I don't think, people get so distracted with bullshit. I didn't find the Lord when I was in my 40s. Let me see. I don't know. It's been 27 years. In my 40s, right? Because I always assumed that the church or the Bible worshipers were so strongly against me. Like that has something to do with God. God is God. God created us to be a diverse type people. That's part of being a person, right? That's why we get in so much trouble, because we're people. He chose to have people with free spirits, free choice, correct? They get so involved in that. But I wonder if I could have accepted Christ as a teenager, would I end up spending so much time in the streets trying to find peace, right? Because you spend so much time trying to tell me that I was not of God. I got to change. Change. Oh, change. Right? And you still can't accept it. Everybody's not going to change. Anyway, back to the story. This dude, they're not even accusing him of being gay. He married. That's the standard. If you're married, you're not gay, right? But they're not even accusing him of that. They're accusing him of wearing this worldly clothing. They consider it worldly. The man did not have pantyhose on. Then they said he had on high heels. So I said, let me go and look so I have some idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I go and look to the man's page and see this little yellow outfit he had on. He has on cowboy boots. Now, cowboy boots do have a heel, right? But many, many, many thousands, if not millions of people have worn cowboy boots. In Texas, don't most of them wear cowboy boots? So why, since they are of a yellow color, that now they're effeminate? People find anything to talk. You should be spreading the word of Jesus Christ and what God has done for us in him. That should be the message. That should be the only message. The gospel is very simple. Whosoever will, let him come. Correct? So you're always trying to tell everybody how wrong they are. You're even telling your pastors how wrong they are. You want to control what they wear. Have y'all seen some of these country preachers, excuse me, brothers? Some of these country with these bright goddamn purple jackets on, girl, they got jewelry on their hands like they a pimp or some child, right? Oh, that's different. That's different. Really? It's just clothing, honey. And it changes. Clothing constantly changing. Maybe that's a current style somewhere, wherever the fuck he lives. I don't know what city he lives in. Some fashions are just local. This is what they wear in our town. Is not unusual. Or maybe this guy, he likes to get some attention, so he wears something that's a little unusual. But I don't think what he had on was particularly effeminate. More unisex. I think it was more unisex. A male or a female could wear that. Since the way his body is built, the jacket is even more pronounced, correct? But he wears clothing. He gets people's attention, and obviously it's working, because he's saying he grew his church from a mustard seed until what it was now. And look, maybe it's very impressive. Maybe some of y'all are familiar with this. This is just extended homophobia, girl. It makes you, don't make it look like a homophobia. Don't make it, you're still holding on to your hatred, child. And now you got a leader in Donald Trump that says it's okay. That's how he's supposed to feel. Oh, it's us against them, right? He got us fighting our goddamn neighbors. We done been existing on this goddamn in this country for 200 years. We have 200 years, and they've been Latin people here. Now all of a sudden they are the enemy. Really? Now they throwing goddamn the mayor in jail. Last week they threw the judge in jail. Right? Everybody don't agree with Donald Trump and his ICE. They throw him in jail. Correct? And they don't care. And so now Donald Trump is making your bigotry and your racism make us go roll backwards now. That's okay. Right? People, I just think people have an exaggerated idea about their own power. They actually believe that they make people homosexual or heterosexual. That's still that ancient ass belief. No, that's got nothing to do with it, honey. Human sexuality is human sexuality. Now, I'm not saying this dude is gay. He's not even being accused of being gay. But I'm just saying, why can't he wear what he wants to wear in the podium? You shouldn't even be worried about what he's wearing. What are you worshiping people? Right? What he's wearing is irrelevant to y'all story. Anybody in here? Let me see. Yes, we have a new pope. Right. Celebrate that, Bible worshiper. I mean, if you got such an idolater, shouldn't they be the king? Anyway, don't speak for all of us. Timothy, don't speak for all of us. Of course not. I'm a Christian. Hell, everybody in my family's a Christian. So it's not that, but it's excessive religion. People just mix too much religion in with the word with God. God. Okay, do an experiment. Imagine for a second that there was no Bible at all. We didn't have a Bible. Almost nobody could write anyway, but nobody could write at all. We have no Bible. Is there still God? Is there still a creator of the eyeball? I'm just saying. Is it all come down to what is written by these ancient people? If we wrote a Bible, if a Bible just being produced today, would those people understand what life is like today, thousands of years later? Right? They're still sticking. I'm all over the place. Let me gather my thoughts. Hold on a minute. Are you talking Timothy? But whoever it is, don't speak for all of us. No, I'm talking about the people who are so upset about this dude, Mike Todd, who is a young pastor in some, looks like a mega church, big church. They're so upset. Oh, you talking about the Pope thing. Okay, we'll get back to that. About this dude's clothing. When I moved to California, I moved to California 40-something years ago, but when I became a Christian, that's been about 25 years ago. I went into the church and I realized that, people don't do church in San Francisco like they do it in Indiana, where it was the norm to wear suits to church. Correct? A lot of old time people, they still wear a suit to church. They think it's improper not to wear like that's in the Bible. That they have suits in the Bible, but there's certain attire that they all wear. Correct? But here they're very casual in church. Honey, your pastor could be in blue jeans and a t-shirt if they want to. If you pan the audience, there'll be a couple people in the audience that are wearing a suit, but usually they're old people. We're very casual here, right? Is that the point of going to church? What I'm wearing, my clothes. You got people like McCrae and them people, they come on in the clown outfits, child, and they think that's the primary part of being a Christian, is dressing up. And it shouldn't be. You should have your ass out there in them streets and talking to your nephews and your uncles and people who have lost their way about the glory of Jesus Christ and the power of faith. What faith can do for your life, honey. Right? You're getting sidetracked with all this shit. Okay, so since I didn't upset you, let me see what's going on here. Okay. I think you took offense because yes, we have a new pope. That's a wonderful thing. It's a spiritual leader. Baby, I ain't got no problem with no religion. As long as they ain't preaching evil and hatred, I have no problem with any of them. I'm just saying that the Bible came out of the Catholic Church, right? So you should give them their respect since it's all about worshiping what's in the Bible. I've always like to ask people, women, do you really want the lifestyle of a woman in biblical times? I'm just saying, you would consider a little bit more important than a horse. Your only real value was to bring children into the world. Correct? In the biblical times, times have changed. Correct? We have women that are senators and congressmen and damn near the president. Correct? Women can do anything that man can do, many times better than a man can do. But at that time, were they even allowed to speak around men? So you make a big thing out, oh, it gotta be like the Bible say. What the Bible said. What the Bible said. Anyway, it is a mystery to me. You got to remember, everyone has opinions. They believe they're so right about it. Well, everybody has opinions. So right about it. Are you Catholic, soul sister? It's okay. I'm not saying anything bad about the Pope. I'm glad I got an American Pope too. Our Muslim leaders, all of them, they all do good work, right? As far as I can tell, they all love the same God. But if people always have to separate themselves and all that, so there's so much negativity associated with being excessively religious. But some people are that way, and they feel like this is required in order to raise the children right. They have to try to mimic what was in the Bible, although they don't do anything that's in the Bible. Nothing. You will not find a more violent book in creation than the Bible. Oh, not that part. We don't listen to that part. Yeah, really? Why we have wars then? I think it's called metrosexual. Oh, he's a metrosexual. Where's that boy's picture at? I didn't see it being particularly effeminate. That cut of pants is something he's repeated many times. You know, people wear all kinds of crazy stuff these days. They're individuals. Let me see. What's his name? Michael Todd. Mike Todd. It's amazing how I don't know none of these preachers. Right. Now, when I was a baby Christian, I couldn't get enough. I only listened to gospel music. I watched the Word Network. I watched everything until they started with the gay marriage, and then every sermon was about what an evil thing I was or whatever. Let me see. Let's see Mike Todd. Come on, brother. He's not a feminine person at all, right? Y'all didn't mind Prince wearing high heels. He wore woman's shoes. People, somebody tell me what I'm supposed to do about this phone. Okay, about the goddamn phone. The last phone, only thing was wrong with it was the case was broken a little bit. So I went into a Metro PCS store and okay. These are the clothing that we're talking about. Now that cut of jacket is what the issue is. It's like a jacket shirt. It's leather. He's preaching on the mustard seed, which is also be yellow. So I guess that's why he chose that. I'm better than you. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah. So mostly it's straight men that take offense. They take offense at everything. Right. They only go to church on Christmas and Easter unless they are pastor themselves. Here's another outfit. They took offense at this jacket. Now I would say it's a avant-garde jacket, but I don't know how it's particularly effeminate. The man's got a full beard, right? He has dreads, so they plait him up. Would you rather have him down? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're getting in trouble with this one, Mike. So he's somewhat of a muscle man too. So his body parts are a little more pronounced when he wears regular clothing. His body parts. So maybe that's why he wears those loose-fitting pants. Because when he wears the tight pants, he's got big thighs and muscles and biceps and triceps and all that kind of stuff. So they don't want this tight clothing and they don't want the loose clothing. He got to bring it just right. Now, they can wear whatever the hell they want to wear. They can wear the baseball hat up in the church. I don't know who you talking. Okay. I think it's called metrosexual. I wouldn't even put that kind of label on his clothing because all that stuff was purchased in a man's store or custom made. Somebody likes it, right? Somebody designed it. Somebody put it together. But I can't get excited about this clothing that changes constantly. Wasn't it just a couple of years ago when all the men were wearing these little tiny ass jackets? To me, they looked like little monkeys, right? They had these tight little small jackets, which are very similar to the waist length on these things. They were so short, right? That was their style. If you're going back a couple of years before that, all these religious people were wearing these long jackets, right? They were long, they were brightly colored, and that stuff is just changed, honey. Look at your own. It's still, I think it all comes back down to homophobia. You're trying to look like a woman. No, not necessarily, child. What y'all think? Y'all tell me. Because I could be off since I don't listen to these people. I don't buy this thing. You got to watch preachers on TV, watch them on YouTube. You got to go to church. You got to tithe. You got to wear certain things. You got to be right. I don't believe you're right, baby. I'm sorry. I don't believe you're right. I think you're saved by the grace of God. God has given us a gift. That is the whole point of the New Testament, in my opinion. The whole point is, this is what I've done for you. I've settled your sin issue. You can get off of sin now and believe in me. You got to believe in something. Why not believe in me? Right? When I came to faith, honey, I was a hopeless individual. Hopeless. I was in my 10th time in prison. 10 times in prison for selling drugs. I couldn't stop it. I get out and go and do it again and do it again. And I like doing it. I like doing it. It almost killed my ass, right? Because if it wasn't for goddamn drugs, I wouldn't even have been diagnosed with HIV. It's only HIV came from doing drugs and being careless. Correct? And then I picked up that Bible and I said, listen, I had seen the transformation of other people. God, I have been through programs all up and down the West Coast. I've been to jail over 30 times. I am tired. I am so tired, God. And I decided to believe in the story of the gospel of the Christ, the Christos. I decided to believe in him. And my world has changed since that day, right? I remember going into having group therapy in Vacaville State Prison. And I told those people, I said, people, I don't know what's happened to me, but I feel like my life has changed. I feel like I am delivered from drugs. I have no desire to go back to the life, right? I've told you the story on here before. Every time I got out of prison, while I was still on the bus leaving prison, my asshole would start puckering, right? Because I was so hungry for it. I couldn't wait to get high, even though I had no hit in a year, right? And I knew it was different before I left prison. I said, I'm delivered. It's over, baby. I put this little bookmark in my window in Vacaville prison. God bless you. I read the Bible for every single day and night. I was at every service, correct? Because I made a decision to believe that God, in his mercy, has sent me the Christ. And if I believe in him, I'll have new life. And that's exactly what happened. Now here I am, is it 23 and a half years later? 23 and a half, plus I was in there for a year. So basically 25 years later, my faith has not wavered. I know he's real. God is real, not the book. The book's telling the story, right? And some things are valuable and some things are not. Some things are just people talking. It's just the writers talking, correct? That little story I just told you, if I lived in those times, I would have put it in the Bible. Would that make it the word of God? Right? God appears so rarely. What do you say in the New Testament? This is this is my son in whom I am well pleased. Believe in him. Or I'm paraphrasing. But God is not down there talking all this, every line. Mostly it's Paul talking more than anybody. And y'all done turned it into, that's the word of God. That's the word of God. Whatever conversation they had in the desert between Sarah and the other women, that's the word. If God said that, why? How do you know God said it? It's in the book. The word said it. But doesn't it also say that Jesus Christ is the word? And that the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, that Christ was the word. He has settled your sin problem, honey. So just to try to emulate what people say in church, that changes constantly as well, right? Do you remember a time when you couldn't wear earrings in church? Because that's what God said. Really? Where did he say that at? What page? Oh, the women, she's showing her stockings. They had all these rules and regulation is constantly changing. The roles of women have changed through the years. People go into that thing, they pick out 2 or 3 things they like, and they run their mouth about that. Things usually that don't have nothing to do with them. Correct? There are many atheists, honey, who believe in being faithful to their wife. Why? Because it's right. It is the right thing. It's not because that's what it said in the word. Am I off topic? Hey, Jesse. You can't stand him. People like him. So I haven't heard the dude preach. Can he preach? I don't know. I think T.D. Jakes probably the best preacher they had, right? I used to listen to him. Okay, I think it's called Metro. Okay, one way behind. Or ain't many people in here. Metro is an old term, at least 20 years old. Metrosexual. That keeps changing. Shit. Used to be just gay. Now it's L. You got to remember your L's, your G's, your B, L, G, T, B. Then they keep adding other. And now they got I for intersex, and they got metrosex, and things change, honey. That's why you can't lock things in, and that's why I think the big problem comes in with locking things into a Bible that was written thousands of years ago. You locked it in; it doesn't change. There is no evolvement. We continually evolve, right? Since the Bible, they put planes in the air, just running around in the air. Could they even conceive of that, child? No, the world keeps continually changing. They have more knowledge now. Of course, the people who wrote down the words in the Bible are going to be homophobic. What the fuck would they know about homosexuals or gay or anything else, child? All they knew about it was invading other countries and raping the men and the women. That was their understanding of homosexuality. But it's in the word. Really? God came down and took him by the hand. He took him by the hand and wrote down the word. Really? Do you really believe that? I'm just curious. And yes, I am a Christian. I don't need validation. Nobody tell me what the hell I am. Girl, that is very shallow to believe that. But people are new. They don't understand. And you run them away, correct? Thinking they have to follow all this religious stuff. Religious different than faith. God wants your faith. God wants relationship with you. God wants you praying to him and believing that he has the power to alter. If it doesn't alter things around you, to alter things within you, to calm your desires, right? Through your faith. God, I believe you. There's no way in hell I'm going to go out there and steal something, right? There's no way. I don't go out there and do crime. I don't go out there and sell drugs or do drugs or do any of those things, because to me, that would be like throwing the blessing of God back up in his face. No, I want to be regular. I want to be a normal person, right? If things are wrong, I want God to tell me, and he does. He tells me what's right and what's wrong, honey, on the inside. Paul was a thug. Paul was killing the Christians. So Paul got converted, which was a wonderful thing. It gave you the whole New Testament. But Paul wasn't God. Paul was doing the same thing I just did right here. He just giving testimony about what happened with him. But he also had the responsibility of running the churches, the brand new church. Correct? So he wrote down letters. I'm sure when Paul wrote down letters, he had never dreamed that this was going to become the word of God. Doesn't even say that. Pansexual, gender non-conforming, etc. They might have to come back with one word. For me, gay seemed to cover things, but people wanted to be individuals, and we're more than one thing and all that. I understand that. Let me see what else is going on. So anyway, what was I talking about? This dude, yeah, don't be caught up in what kind of clothes they wear. Maybe that's just his taste. We all know people who they come to work, they look a damn clown to you, right? But for them, they're eating it up. They pay good money for this shit they put on, right? For us, it might look stupid. Walking around with labels from your head to your toe, girl. GG, paying thousands and thousands of dollars for all this shit, girl. And it looks ridiculous to many of us. But they like that. People are individuals. Let them be individuals. Try to love everybody, right? When you preach from that Bible, preach a good word about what God has done for us. But you ain't gonna find everything in the Bible. It just ain't all, it's not all in there. Everything about life is not all in there, honey. We still have to acknowledge life and that there are other people in here. I mean, really, damn. I mean, I hate the fact that there's so many these Trump supporters. Honey. I can't even understand how people can think that way. How people could be on television and talking that way. How people can become fucking congressmen and senators and shit and think the way that they think. But I have to accept there are different kinds of people. Yes, there are bigots in the world. I hate it, but I have to accept it. What they got to do with God, honey, is the same God. And I hate to think about it, but even Trump, he ain't got no separate God. Now I don't know what his relationship is with him or whatever, but it's still his God because there's only one. Timothy, are you making any sense today? I don't know. I got to watch the replay and see. Car wash. At the car wash. Big Daddy Rich. Maybe a lot of people consider us all of us foolish. All the church people, they consider us all foolish. When they come in, especially if there's some other culture, white folks come in there and people's falling all over the ground and running around the church, hollering, hallelujah. All this they find it all stupid. Somebody gonna feel negatively about whatever you do. I don't give a damn what you do, what you wear. Somebody's gonna be offended by it. So because this thing has gone viral, apparently, that just means thousands of people have seen this story about this dude's little jacket. Right? Some people ain't gonna like it. And some people will. That's just what people are. That's what God wanted. People, humans. I'm sure at first he said, no, I'm flooding this motherfucker. I'm flooding it. He said, okay. I see. I'm understanding my creation now. You guys are hopeless, right? So I'm going to step back. I'm going to have a sacrifice. Most valued sacrifice on the earth. I'm going to sacrifice my son for your sin. Because at the time, sin, you needed the sacrifice. They would, kill their chickens or kill their goats or whatever, things that were valuable to them. They had to sacrifice them for sin, right? So God said, I'm going to make one ultimate sacrifice, and I'm going to allow you to go ahead and be people. And that's why we got so much problems, because we're human beings. Hey, ding dong. Yeah. That beautiful animal. Tell me there ain't no God, honey. So I guess some people believe, no, there's no God. If no Bible, no God. So you're saying that God is a story in a book, right? I think that that works for me. Imagine no Bible, no book, never heard of it. Still God. Somebody had to decide that you needed nostrils to breathe, lips to talk. You needed teeth inside of the mouth because they have to crunch the food up, right? And there's got to be a way for you to hear. So you need ears, right? And primarily, you need a brain. So how do all of these things, I mean, the doctors can cut you open and see all of these different organs in your body, which you need all of them to make your body work, correct? You need a heart. That's a design. That means there's got to be a designer. You can't have, who decided if I needed fingers? I sure use them a lot. I use my toes a lot, right? Who made all of these decisions long before any Bible? Am I right or am I wrong? Right? And so he sent us Christ. I don't believe in sin, says Jamie. I think it is subjective. I know it's the wrong word, but sin, if I do something, if I go out there and push a old lady down on the street and take her purse, I would certainly say that was sin. Correct. Your attraction, that what comes naturally to you, no, that's not a sin, honey. Now, if you want to go to the bathhouse and fuck everybody in the bathhouse, maybe we'd be pressing up against something else. Honey. But your very nature is not a sin. They've been trying to convince us of that for years. And it's incorrect. God is the designer. God made the big decisions. That's a big decision. There's homosexuality in the world. Because none of the people in the Bible discussed it. They had no knowledge of it at all, right? They talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, didn't the people, the demons in Sodom and Gomorrah, didn't they fuck the angels too? The males and the females. That's rape. That's not gay. That ain't got nothing to do with gay. You want to understand what they talk about in the Bible? Go to a level 4 prison. When you rape somebody, that is not gay. That's rape. That's morality. But it's just that morality changes, baby. That's all I'm saying. People are not hurting any people. People want to, you making love, not you. People are making to love anybody. It's that sin. Really. They don't even acknowledge that you are able to love the person that you love. They equate it all with sex. I haven't had sex in damn near, what is it, over 15 years? 15 years, I have not had sex. I am no less gay than I was when I was having sex 2 or 3 times a day. It ain't about sex. It's about attraction, honey. It doesn't go. You still admire the same thing, honey. Long after you stop having sex, you're still gay. It ain't that hard to figure out if you wanted to figure it out. If you wanted to do good, you want to be a good Christian, go out there and feed the homeless. Go out there and do something beneficial to somebody that will bring them to Christ, and maybe they won't have to spend the rest of their life on the street searching for escape. Now, a lot of people, a lot of Christians do the work. There are ministries in all prisons. People want to say, "Oh, that's just you just got President God. You got God in prison. You got God in prison." Baby, what's wrong with that? What's wrong if they do? God got your attention when you're in jail and in prison, right? And some people will come out there and never go back. But do you know what the recidivism is in prison? Most, when they get out, go right back. I went back 10 years. And then you got a fool like Donald Trump. He can just come out in front of the building, hold the Bible up backward. It's God. It's God. Standing in front of a church. People being killed all around his ass. He's been knocking him in the head with billy clubs, and he hold the Bible up. Oh, look, he's a love. Donald Trump he's love God. He's love God. So, cause he mentions him every 3 or 4 months. For the love of money. What else is going on, people? I don't see y'all not reacting to this very well. So people have their own faith, their own beliefs and so forth. But don't be a mean, evil, nasty person. Sometimes you'll find that religious people, nastiest people on the planet. Nasty, evil. A lot of wars were started behind religion. The hatred of other people. That's what Trump is feeding you. Hate all the Mexicans. Hate them. They're taking over. They hate. I said, why would I hate my neighbors? So I saw a clip today where these damn ICE agents had went into a people's home and pulled a woman out, dragged her on the street. You're taking that's somebody's mother, right? And she ain't did nothing. And you know, if it's happening there, it's happening thousands of times because they're arresting thousands of people. Donald Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz and throw their ass in Alcatraz for the rest of their life. How could you be so cruel, so hateful? Why would you want to do that to those people? Who's getting the criminals? Yeah, you're getting the criminals, just like you were getting fraud and waste, Donald Trump. Cut everybody's benefits. That way, we got the fraud and waste. Well, really? People living on $900 a month, and you're by getting them and cutting their benefits, but they're barely able to make it. You're getting out all the fraud and waste. Is that how it goes, Donald Trump? They say he done made more billions since he's been the president the last year. I mean, the last whatever it is, few days. He done made more money in that time than he's made his whole damn life. Everything else was a failure. And so they went, oh yeah, Donald Trump put on an expensive suit, and pretend to be a billionaire. That's what he did. He made a TV show, people. That's all it was. It's just playing a character. And y'all bought it. Our Pope is not a king. No, he's not a king. He's a spiritual leader. But, that's the way their religion runs. They want one person in charge. Now, the Catholic Church does do a lot of work. Most of the hospitals here in this city are run by the Catholic Church. St. Mary's, Saint this, they do a lot of good work. So we ain't mad at the Catholics. And it's a point of pride that they actually have, for the first time, an American Pope. And who's not down with all this hateful, evil shit that Donald Trump does. And every time somebody speak up against what Donald Trump does, they find their ass without a job. They're fired, right? Even the goddamn lawyers have to bow down. Every lawyer has to bow down, be afraid of Donald Trump, or they'll never come into a government building, essentially shutting down their businesses. He has no inclination what these people with these small businesses are going through when they cut off all their supplies or double the prices. They have to double the prices to stay in business. How many businesses are going to go bankrupt? He don't give a shit, right? Everything, I'm just going to go and get there and cut and break shit. Really? And what do we get out of it, Donald Trump? I'm doing it for the people. I'm doing it for... Why? Why is it necessary for me to hate my neighbors? What did they did to me? Even the damn farmers tell you, man, I got nobody to work these fields. I can't even collect this crop. What were those people doing? All they did was work. Mm-hmm. God bless you. The overflowing, receive that word right now. All right, receive that word, honey. I don't call the Bible the word. I call Jesus Christ the word. The word was made flesh and dwelt among us, born for the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying anything wrong with reading the Bible. I mean, that was a joyful time in my life when I was in it daily. There's a lot to be learned in there, but you have to take it all in context. You got to remember you're talking about ancient people, and they are people. When you start calling things the word of God and all this kind of stuff, child, you're giving a spiritual meaning to human beings. The human beings wrote the stuff down. I don't know how you can deny that unless you think God has imaginary, you know, in the Bible, they had angels that come down and all that kind of stuff. We're still the same as we were in the biblical times, honey. People are people. People who need people. We are the luckiest people in the world. Children meeting other children, a feeling deep in your soul. Mm-hmm. He wants the black people to work it. He wants those are black jobs, soul sister. The work on the field. He wants us to be maids. He likes those mammy shows when they show every black person was either a maid or shining his stinking ass boots. That's what I guess he's calling black jobs. He says he loves the uneducated, right? Because they're more likely to buy your bullshit, Donald Trump. Right? You're ruining this country. I hate to think of somebody else thinking could physically happen to somebody, but I just don't know what the solution is, Donald Trump. 4 years of this. Well, maybe we're only going to have this first year is going to be the worst because he has the Senate and the Congress. Probably, I would think that's what usually happens in politics. The Democrats will take back over Congress, so he won't have just free reign to do whatever he wants to do. Then they don't even understand that you have this person is a hardened criminal. Donald Trump has been ripping people off, scamming all of his life, right? And so you have the Supreme Court pronounce that no matter what you do as the president, you can't be charged with any crime, right? That gives him free reign. Free reign. Bitcoins for everyone. He could run that out of the White House. He's selling cars on the White House lawn. He's turned it into a circus. Everybody around him, they're all billionaires. All decisions. You think that they're going to do things to hurt themselves? And then when I think, wait a minute, they're all billionaires and they're talking about they're only by destroying this country, they're only going to save 50,000 a year. Is that all they were paying? I assume they were paying billions. But I don't think. I think this comes down to just a few dollars. You saved them $50,000 a year. That ain't shit. That's nothing. When you're a billionaire, how many 50s go into a billion? Now he wants to pretend. He's over there pretending that he has some desire to raise taxes on rich people. That is not going to happen, honey. He's just running his mouth, child, manipulating people. He thinks he's all powerful and all smart, child. I'm a genius. You know, they say I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I got big words. Do you hear my big words? I'm going to hit him with a big word tonight. Hit him. Hit him with your best shot. Consider them all tricks, right? He got two separate rows of tricks. He got these billionaire people, and they're getting a lot more than $50,000 a year, honey. You think that Elon Musk is not getting more than his initial $300 million investment? Best investor in the world, right? When they're going to reopen all of the agencies that he's closed so they wouldn't investigate him? To do all this just for one person. They're willing to manipulate the whole goddamn country. What Trump need billions of dollars for? He's damn near dead. He's 80 years old. Oh, he's only 79. Let's make him 79 and a half. Oh, he's only 79 and a half. Child, he's 80 years. That's an 80-year-old man. He should be spending what the fuck he already has. Be grateful they didn't throw his ass in prison. He dodged the bullet, correct? Mm-hmm. I'm glad God gave us free will. He had to make a big decision. But if I let them go on, they're going to be killing each other. They're going to be robbing each other. But then a whole lot of good's going to come too, because there's going to be a lot of families, not a new life, right? There's going to be a lot of successful people in the world. There's going to be a lot good done, but the cost of that is going to be, if I give them free will, they're human beings. Yeah, oh, he's only in the Bible. In the Bible. Well, God, I guess God got tired. Oh, I'm tired now. I done made the world. I done made the universe. I done made the sun. I done made the moon. I'm just tired. I don't want to be bothered no more. Is that what happened? God stopped being God at some point? Or does God live and die? Should we go to God's funeral? It's all in the book. It's in the book. It's in that word. Very frustrating. 60 Minutes head man who have been working over 40 years had to, he didn't ruin that life, ruin that career. Donald Trump has ruined so many lives, honey. So the producer of 60 Minutes did the job for 40 years, had to step down because of Donald Trump. And he has no problem firing people. Remember now, Donald Trump's whole show was based on, you're fired. Now he's in the White House. What's he saying? You're fired. And then he got that foolish ass, ugly woman. What's her name? Laura somebody, whatever the fuck. She comes and makes major decisions about how this country is to run. You got a bunch of clowns in there. Nobody's qualified for their jobs, child. You have these military people been on their job for 30 and 40 and 50 years, child, who know how to do they're expert at their jobs. He comes and wipes them all out, and then will put everybody in his cabinet. And either they're billionaires or dumbasses, right? The billionaires, they're going to put up with anything because they're in it for the money. Must be the money. And the idiots, they're chosen because they are idiots. He ain't even fired their heads yet. I'm surprised. He's going under the bus too. Donald Trump has no loyalty to nobody but Donald Trump. That's who need to be beefing him and who I want him to beef with. Yeah, go ahead and beef with Musk. That'll be enjoyable. He's trying to ruin PBS. Yes, he's taking the funding out of PBS. Now, who benefits from that? He keeps acting like the country. We're doing so bad. We have to cut everything. We're in deficit. We got child. Why are you trying to accumulate all this money for the government, Donald Trump? We want the money that goes into we want it to be useful. We want it to use it. We want it to have health care for people, and we don't have a problem with feeding other countries where the people are dying of starvation. Little innocent children are dying. How would you come and pull the plumbing, pull the financing for that? What is the benefit to the United States? Oh, we save some money. We save some money. You're all billionaires, right? And you got to get the crumbs from each department, right? Is that it, Donald Trump? And then you're going to take people who are building this country, are maintaining this country now, and throw their ass in Alcatraz because you are so scared they're gonna take over. They're gonna take. No, honey, this is a diverse country. Now, I don't know. You be watching these movies from the 70s, 80s. Many people are saying that the only reason you came up with Alcatraz is you watched the movie about it. Alcatraz is playing right now on YouTube, in case you're interested, people. He saw that child, and then he came up with the idea. Okay, reopen Alcatraz one day, just off the top of his head. Ain't nobody got no room to be getting too comfortable as long as Donald Trump is in office. I don't give a damn if you're working or not. It'll affect you as well when your company cannot make its products right. They cannot afford to sell the products at a reasonable price where people will buy it. Nobody's buying this shit because it costs too much money. You're going to he's affecting everybody. Now, we don't know if he's on some kind of revenge. This is some kind of revenge tour for him. He's just mad at the world, and this is how he's going to leave the world with his mark all over it. He's continuing to put billions of dollars into this ridiculous, stupid ass wall, which they won't even speak on anymore. But he's still getting the money to keep building this ridiculous wall. Why? Because he's a builder, right? And now he's going forever is going to be the Donald Trump wall. He just want to put his name on something. If the wall was so great and wonderful, Donald Trump, how long has it been up? 4 or 5 years. If the wall was so great, how come you complaining about people coming over the border? And how horrible Biden was. Well, he was so bad on the border. Shouldn't it all stop because you built billions and billions and billions of dollars to build this ridiculous, stupid ass wall? And then you have to come over here and take the kids' money for their lunch money so you can finance these crazy ass ideas of yours. Oh, it's going to be a wall. He said it's retribution. Went after all the lawyers, all the people in government, everybody, all them damn Republicans are scared of him, child. He's running like he's fucking a Don or something. Right? But he's a terrible Don. If he wasn't a terrible a gangster, he wouldn't have went bankrupt in all of the goddamn hotels and casinos. You're supposed to get rich. That's supposed to be easy money. For everybody but you, Trump. He's sticking it to Elmo. Yeah, he want to get rid of Elmo too. He don't want y'all kids to have nothing but one doll. You got too many dolls. Ain't this a bitch? Donald Trump, when you go up into to Trump Tower, do you have an apartment that's all gold plated? Donald Trump, do you have what do you call those things? Thrones in your house? Donald Trump, do you have gold toilets and gold showers? Donald Trump, have you now redecorated the White House and we got just gold shit all over the goddamn place, girl? Like you in Las Vegas, some goddamn where? It's supposed to be the White House, honey. Every time you look around, he got something else gold. And he done took Dr. King. Usually when he's sitting at that desk, you can see a bust of Dr. King in the Oval Office, correct? Now that's disappeared. He ain't gonna have no black man in the White House. That's right. DEI. I know they're getting ahead. They're getting ahead. Shouldn't you want them to get ahead? You're supposed to be the president of the United States. Shouldn't we all supposed to be trying to get ahead? No, he's there just separating people. Hey, you hate them, or hate them. They still have not given me a definitive answer as to why I'm supposed to have a problem with Mexican people coming here and working. I don't see what the problem is, Jay Will. I mean, I know many Mexican people, many. I've never known any of them to be drug dealers and murderers and rapists and all. Isn't that what you call the people? Are you going into their houses now and snatching their family members right in front of their children? How's a child supposed to survive? Then now they got no mama because you have ICE agents coming in their house and taking their mama away. What did she do wrong? Oh, we just getting the criminals. You're not doing anything. That's not no damn criminal. You ain't doing shit for no damn criminals, Donald Trump. You're just grabbing brown people because you're such the person to be so privileged to have so much. I've never seen somebody who is so afraid. You're afraid of everybody, right? Everything. You know they can't touch you because you're the president, except when that boy shot you in the head. And we still haven't figured it out, but it was awful convenient. You don't know nothing about the word. The nigga didn't even know what a grocery store was. Oh, this thing, they're still saying this ancient word, groceries. It's you put them in a bag. Yeah, you want to control the whole food industry. You don't even know what a grocery store is. Well, you think the shit was falling out the trees? You had your maids, your Mexican maids, go out and pick the groceries out of the trees, Donald Trump. So out of touch. You made a short about his home, the Golden Palace. You're supposed to be so rich. Why you even have time to even think about shit like that, child? Melania didn't do that shit. She ain't gonna decorate it. It's you putting your stamp on it. It gotta be everything gold. Then he has this horrible habit of when they have meetings in the Oval Office, they all got to go around the table and tell him how wonderful he is. Oh, sir, you're changing America. You've done such a great job. Then you go to the next one. He can't get out of kids. How do these grown-ass people do that? Damn, is being a senator, is it that important? I'd rather you do something. Make a mark by standing up to this goddamn devil. You letting the devil run the goddamn White House. You ain't got the balls to stand up to him. Because you know why? Because he's already told you he's coming after your ass. And not only just getting you out of the Senate, he got coming after your ass. Coming after your home, coming after your children. He ain't got, there's no limit to the destructiveness of Donald Trump. We've seen it. He's even bragged about it. The dumbasses who vote for him, that they think is, it's just what it looks like to be a billionaire. It's like Donald Trump is the poor man's billionaire. The real billionaires, they think he's a fool. He's a useful idiot they can use to get what they need. Maybe someday somebody will write a book and expose the relationship between Donald Trump and Putin. There's something there, honey. Now he's over here trying to act like he's Putin, announcing all the countries he's going to invade. Really? Isn't that what Putin the only one in the world doing that shit? And then all of a sudden you have a desire to do that, and we can't live without it. It's a matter of whatever. It's a matter of one thing after another. When I turn this off right now, I'll click on to the news and I'll see something else that Donald Trump has done today. It's a clown show. All right, people. Thanks for letting me vent. Thank y'all for coming on in. I don't know what else is going on today. Let me check the perimeter. Oh, Deanna's on a mission. She's gonna get y'all ass. We're gonna go over here and watch Dan Irving. Let me see what else is going on. This is Saturday, so not a whole lot, you know. Yeah, the ladies are talking about when these fools done arrested the mayor of Newark. Arrested the mayor, knocking down the Congress people. Also, they won't see what they're doing in this goddamn detention center. Their city is saying, no, we don't want that here. And they're forcing it on them. They won't comply, so they throw them in jail. All right, it's just Saturday, the type coverage. I don't see anything else. Thank y'all for coming in on today. I appreciate you. Y'all have a wonderful Saturday. Later.